Wake up, Zambia.
Good morning. Good morning.
A brand new morning experience is coming your way. Introducing the Power Breakfast, where the queens of breakfast serve up the hottest conversations, freshest hits, and everything you need to start your day right. Catch the Queens of Breakfast every weekday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Power FM and Dstv. And no, this isn't an April Fool's joke. It all begins April 1st. Power up your mornings with the Power Breakfast.
Power Breakfast.
Well, if you want to keep your mind fit, you can go and purchase a fit drink wherever you are, and you'll be able to extract all those nutrients, which is a sports drink. We would love to call it a flavored beverage, which has vitamins as well as nutrients, and it is jam-packed with carbohydrate, minerals, and electrolytes. So when you drink it, you are going to have energy, but it's not an energy drink, but it's going to get you pumped up. So I'm talking about the sports drink called Fit, to keep your mind fit all the days, any day, all the time of your life.
It felt like you said going to scripture there.
Yeah,
okay.
all day.
Okay.
All the time.
So essentially today we do have a game whereby we're going to give you a country. You have to tell us what currency they use within that country. So if Fortrace says Zambia, you immediately say Kwacha. It's as easy as that. You can call us up on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. But before that, we did talk about fit, and it's very important that we start out our mornings ensuring that we've got energy to keep us going for the rest of the day. If you know that this long weekend was a weekend where you are moving up and down and now you're already exhausted and it's just a Tuesday, maybe you need some fit. When we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines to give you a chance to call us up, and who knows, you might just walk away with a case of fit right here on Drink Different, brought to you by Vatra.
Some days test your limits. The grind, the sweat, the push. It all takes its toll. But you're not a quitter. You rise, and within reach is that which you need in order to refuel. Fit Sports Drink gives you the edge. Packed with electrolytes for hydration and antioxidants to fight fatigue. It helps you bounce back stronger, faster, better. Fuel your drive. Rehydrate, recharge, and reclaim your day. Fit by Vatra. Fit for life.
Rehydrate, refuel, and recharge your day with Fit by Vatra. Also call us up right now. That's on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Shekinah.
Hi, how are you doing?
I am feeling fortunate, things, and how are you?
I am fantastic. Please do tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Michael Mwanza.
Okay, Mr. Michael Mwanza. First four numbers of your NRC?
601.
Got it. Okay, so now Mr. Michael, Fortrace is going to give you countries from around the world, and you just have to tell us what currency they use within that country, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Zambia.
Kwacha and Ngwe.
Zimbabwe.
Dollar. Zim dollar.
Uganda.
Pass.
UK.
Euro.
South Sudan.
Pass.
Russia.
Pass.
Qatar.
Dollar.
Namibia.
Buddha.
All right, your time is up.
All right.
Thank you very much for giving it a try.
All right, thank you.
See, it's as easy as that. You simply just have to, if you don't know what the currency is, you say pass and we move on. Thank you so much for calling, Mr. Komanza. If you think I can do so much better than him when you're saying pass, I was shouting what the currency is, then do call us up. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. It's as easy as that. And you know what else you can do, even just if you know that around this time every single morning you're a little bit sluggish, you're struggling to wake up, to think clearly. By around maybe 10 is when suddenly you're like, oh, now we're on. And you know that that doesn't happen sometimes. You've got a meeting the next 30 minutes and you need to be awake. Drink some fit. If you know that you want to join the marathon, you want to be running, you want to be enjoying, your weekends, drink some fit. It's as easy as that. And we do have another caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Who are we talking to this morning?
We are talking to Mwemba
All right, Mwamba, where are you calling us from?
from just within Lusaka.
All right, Mwamba, give us 4 digits of your NRC, please.
1983.
All right. Mwamba, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. South Africa.
Rand.
Italy.
What?
Italy.
Italy, what's that? Italy is euro.
Japan.
Yen.
India.
Rupee. Indian rupee.
Ghana.
Ghana. It's Ghana, what's that? Ghana Cedi, Ghanaian Cedi.
All right, and your time is up. Your 30 seconds is up. Thank you very much for coming to.
Okay.
All right.
He was trying. We didn't hear too many passes, but still.
He did. He did.
It's a valiant effort for sure. And that's once again on 0955 997 997 or even on 0979 192 485. If you think this is easy, I'm a well-traveled man, I'm a well-traveled woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm that person who only, I don't catch feelings, I catch flights.
Yes.
And bus trips. My passport is stamped.
And you know that you know these things. This should be easy. It should be porridge.
Yes.
What is easy? Porridge or water? What's way easier to consume?
I think it's water.
Yeah, there should be water for you.
Or rather, it should be as easy to consume as fit.
Exactly.
So do call us up. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. We've got countries from around the world, and you just have to tell us what currency do they use within that country. If we tell you Zambia, you immediately say kwacha. If you don't know the currency, say pass. We move on to the next one. You've got 30 seconds to answer as many of them as you can. So the faster you are, the faster, or rather the more answers you get right. Hopefully, fingers crossed, meaning or rather leading to ensuring that you become the winner for today's game. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, who are we speaking to this morning?
This is Joshua.
Okay, Joshua, give us 4 numbers of your NRC. The first 4 numbers.
210 460.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, Joshua, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Canada.
Pass.
Botswana.
Mpula.
China.
Yen.
Congo DRC.
Pass.
Denmark.
Pass.
Ethiopia.
Pass.
Germany.
Pass.
Ghana.
Pass.
Greece.
Pass.
All right. Well, since you kept on passing, unfortunately, you haven't won for today. You haven't gotten any.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Okay, so it's as easy as that. That's on 0955 997 997. Okay. Please don't beep us. Call us up.
Yes.
we don't need beeps. Call us. That's on 0955 997 997 or even on 0979 192 485. If you want to walk away with some Fit by Vatra, it's as easy as you calling us up at this very moment. If you've never tried Fit by Vatra, then this is your chance for free. All you have to do is just call us up. You say either I know the currency here, I don't know the currency, so I'm gonna say pass within 30 seconds. It's as easy as that. 30 seconds can change your life.
Give it a try. Don't keep on passing the ball.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Who are we speaking to this morning?
Mwanza Abraham.
All right, Mwanza, are you ready?
I'm ready to try.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Kenya.
Kenya shilling.
Korea, South. Korean, South.
South Korea won.
Lebanon.
Lebanon pass.
Madagascar.
Madagascar euro.
Monaco.
Monaco pass.
Namibia.
Namibia pass.
Zambia.
Kwacha.
Okay, your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you very much for giving it a try.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, you can also come through and be part of the winning team. The number is 0955 997 997 or 0979 192 485.
It's as easy as that. You too can get hydration from Fit by Vatra, and all you have to do is simply join the movement. How do you do that? Right now, you just have to call us up. That easy. That's on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. This innovative beverage is crafted to provide optimal hydration and replenishment. It's got a balanced blend of carbohydrates, but also nutritional elements and minerals, if I should say, and electrolytes. It's got so many different flavors that you can try out, and it's as easy as you just calling us up right now. You win these flavors. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, who are we talking to?
We're talking to Anita in Chunda, Balasco.
Anita Piri, okay, what's your first four numbers of your NRC?
Can you come again?
What's your first four numbers of your NRC?
The first four numbers of my NRC?
Yes, please.
8291.
Okay. Are you ready, Anita?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Angola.
What?
Angola.
Can you come again? I can't get you.
Angola.
Angola. Shilling.
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso.
Yes.
Burkina Faso.
And your time.
Come again.
Your time is up. Unfortunately, your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Anita, for giving it a try.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That's so sad.
Well, don't be discouraged. Give it a try. You can give it a try. You can come to. Don't be discouraged. You can keep guessing. I mean, I think it's all about trying. It's all about trying.
That is true. We're going to go on a break. When you do come back, we'll announce who the winner is for this segment. But in case today you tried, but it just didn't work through for you, there's still tomorrow, we still have Thursday, and we still have Friday. In fact, we still have next week, so you're fine.
Drink Different Power Breakfast. Brought to you by Vatra Mineral Water. Vatra, made for all, made for life.
Some days test your limits. The grind, the sweat, the push. It all takes its toll. But you're not a quitter. You rise, and within reach is that which you need in order to refuel. Fit Sports Drink gives you the edge. Packed with electrolytes for hydration, and antioxidants to fight fatigue. It helps you bounce back stronger, faster, better. Fuel your drive. Rehydrate, recharge, and reclaim your day. Fit by Vatra. Fit for life.
It is a thought replenishment, distinctive packaging design with functional SIPA, a product of Zambia crafted from Zambians keeping local palate in focus, and that is your Feet Spot drink. Now, for all those that came to you, do not be discouraged. If you haven't gotten it right, tomorrow it can be your chance to give it a try again. So today's winner is, well, you came to with so many correct answers, and you have won fair and square. So the winner for today is, drum roll. I need that danger. Dang. I need you to be.
I don't have it. What do you want me to do?
You know what, Shekinah?
I make the sounds with my mouth.
If you were my PA right now, I would tell you to sit in the corner and think about what you need to do.
All I have is this.
Oh.
That's all I can give you.
I know. Okay. So the winner for today is Mwamba. Much better.
That's all we got.
Thank you very much. That's much better. So you can also catch us on Dstv, that is channel 92 on Topstar, as we are live as well, and we are live on Power 91.3 FM. So if you are maybe not listening, you can watch us live and be part of the game show. So tomorrow can be your day, can be your time. Today maybe wasn't. So Mwamba, kindly send us your full names and your full NRC number, as well as your phone number via text, and you can come and pick up your winning trophy that is right here at the Powerhouse Media Group. And yes, we are open from 8 to 16 hours, so that's the working business hours. You can come and pick up your case. Yes, you have won it fair and square. Tomorrow it can be you.
Voice of the People is a dynamic and interactive radio phoning show that gives listeners a platform to voice their opinions on current affairs, social issues, and community concerns. With engaging discussions, expert insights, real-time audience participation. Voice of the People.
This is Voice of the People, where you get to call in, send us your messages, your thoughts, where we get to hear your voice. And that is on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 And this morning we are joined in studio by Mr. Peter Chanda, who's the new Congress Party president. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, and good morning to all the viewers and the listeners.
Okay. Good morning. All right. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and the party, which is the New Congress Party.
Well, my name, as you have heard, is Peter Chanda.
I'm kindly asking if you can draw a little bit closer to the mic.
My name, as you have heard or read, is Peter Chanda, President of New Congress Party. I was elected first as President of the party in 2015. We formed this party in 2003. I can say I'm married and I've got 9 children.
Interesting. All right. What's your party's vision for Zambia? What is your party's vision?
Well, I want to state that we believe in creating a better change and redefining the art of politics. We stand on the 4 pillars, and that is promoting peace, unity, stability, and productivity. So our focus is to create a productive country, and we believe that Zambia has what it takes to stand alone without debts. So our focus is to create a stable economy. Our focus is to tap into the resources and ensure that the Zambian people benefit from the God-given mineral resources that we have. Secondly, we believe that Zambia sits on over 40% of the water bodies within the SADC region, meaning agriculture is one of the focus that we can be able to say we can feed the whole world or we can feed the whole Africa. But I want to state that it is policy, consistency and proper policies that makes us suffer. Let's take, for instance, the mining sector today. We are living on a zero tax rate because of the policies that have been made by our friend who are in government. We, as New Congress Party, whilst in alliance with the PF, advocated for one policy that was implemented where the Bank of Zambia began to buy gold and putting that gold in the strategic reserves. We have a lot of amounts of gold in the country. Across the country, when you go anywhere in the Eastern Bloc, Northern Bloc, everywhere. But at the end of the day, we are living and we are being considered the 60th poorest country in the world, which is not acceptable. Well, New Congress Party is not standing alone at the moment. So I'll be able to state that very soon the Zambian people will be able to get the manifesto of the Tonsa Alliance. We are harmonizing the manifesto of all political parties. We have about 12 political parties now in the Tonsa Alliance, and we are being headed by a very accomplished politician, Zambia's celebrated 60th president, Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu, whose vision you cannot doubt. So I believe that the NCP stands as a special purpose vehicle upon which all the Zambian people will vote for the president and all parliamentary candidates in the coming elections come 2026.
Okay, so now how does the New Congress Party view the impact of the Socialist Party joining the Tonse Alliance on the opposition's chances and in the 2026 general elections?
Well, I can be able to state that the concept of uniting for the purpose of removing a government that doesn't care is one focus. And Socialist Party joining the Tonse Alliance is it's a morale booster, I can say. It's a confidence and trust that is demonstrated by political leaders in the country to come to terms with the fact that ECL is a formidable force to reckon with. You disassociate yourself as a political leader in the country, it is at your own peril. You associate yourself with him, you reap the benefit of forming government come 2026.
Now, earlier on, you spoke about how you want to achieve Zambia with zero deaths. How is this achievable?
Very much achievable. Let me tell you, if we combine the concept of ensuring that the mines are in our hands, just like the PF had pushed an agenda where Mopani copper mine was owned 100% by the Zambian government. If I tell you there is a lot, today we can be able to state that we have the copper deposits that have been unveiled, which can cater for us for the next 100 years. So just the mineral resources, before we can even talk about other things, is a better deal that can take us out of debt. Let me take, for instance, how much are we losing as a result of this government coming up with a policy where they are not getting any meaningful taxes from the mining sector. We are losing over 3.2 billion per year. And today you have a government that is going to beg when you are giving away. Let's take, for instance, we boost the agriculture sector. We have the concept of the marijuana. Moreover, you know, we have the Green Party on the fora of Tonse Alliance. And they came up with a brilliant idea, which is the, producing marijuana for medicinal purposes. There are countries that have gone to zero debt as a result of just engaging into that kind of agriculture activity. So when we talk about getting the right taxes from the mining sector, when we talk about getting back our Mopani copper mine, because we know that the investors that have come, that have taken over Mopani at the moment, they've not even paid anything from the government. So we are going to make radical decisions. This government said they will not be able to give Vindata the mine. They've given Vindata KCM, and at the moment people are crying. Even the people that stood to support the agenda of ensuring that Vindata gets back, today it is proved that Vindata doesn't have money. They want to borrow using our own assets. So meaning we are not short of people that can run mines. I can tell you that our focus will be to industrialize the country. At the same time, power generation is one thing that we can talk about. From my own perspective, my own company, we are engaging into establishing the first waste-to-energy power plant in the country. My company was shortlisted, but these people, they don't want us to set up that plant. We could have made energy as one source that we can do. We can be able to say, even as much as we can be able to look at the demand for export of power from this country. But I want to tell you that these people, they don't want to empower companies because they are so scared of opposition leaders that have innovative ideas as to create a better environment and create more renewable energy sources. So I want to tell you that the vision to attain a zero debt is attainable.
You have said the current government is scared of the alliances that have been formed. Is that why you have joined an alliance yourself?
No, let me tell you, the current government is damn scared of one person, and that is Edgar Lungu. Because President Hakainde Hichilema has proved totally that he's a failure. He has proved totally that he has failed to run government. He has proved totally beyond reasonable doubt that he doesn't know how to run government. What kind of a person would export power and cause our industries? Like even here, you are suffering with the gensets every day, and yet we had adequate power, even with surplus to export, but we are exporting more, and we are making the Zambian industries suffer.
Can you also highlight those things that the current government has failed on? And you have also touched on the export of power. Weren't we exporting power even in the PF regime?
Well, let me state this. If we had load shedding under the PF regime, it was only for 4 hours at the West.
Power wasn't being exported then?
Power was being exported, but I can tell you that the PF had a proper policy where they were tapping into several sources. If you can remember, by the time PF came into government, our power generation capacity was at somewhere around 1.8. By the time PF was leaving office, their power generation was somewhere at 3.2. You understand? By the time our consumption is at 2.3. Now, when you look at like that, PF was exporting the excess, and if there are lapses of us having load shedding, it was as a result of maybe certain challenges with Kariba and all those, you understand? So those were, and there was efficient in the way ZESCO was managing the Kariba itself. But these people, they were almost, it has taken God to give us more rains for us to ensure that we have a better, otherwise we could have been in a situation. But I want to tell you something. PF had a policy where they also respected those private power generation companies, and they were being supported. But this government, I can tell you, go to Ndola there. There is a solar power station that is not even feeding into it. It has closed down. So they've closed down a lot of those because we're coming to 3.2 because of these private entities that set up power generation companies. So if I tell you today, President Hakainde Hichilema has failed to reduce the dollar. He promised to say 14 hours after being sworn in at 10 hours. The kwacha will appreciate. Where are we today? 29, almost 30. He promised the Zambian people that fuel will go down to 12 kwacha because the PF are adding a 3 kwacha, they are stealing a 3 kwacha. Now today fuel is at 35 kwacha, that is petrol. So how many 3 kwachas, and who is getting all those 3 kwachas? He gave a very good graph, a very good one, where he demonstrated how he's going to bring down the cost of living. And today the Zambian people are buying a bag of Mimiu at 400 and 300 something respectively. If they get the cheaper one where they have to queue, it is 230, which comes through the ZNS. Now, who does that? You are sabotaging your own millers in the country who are producing at a higher cost, and you bring a government entity, which is ZNS, trying to sabotage the business entities that have been established for a long time. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema was being supported heavily by the millers and others who thought you bring a better deal. They sold all the maize that were in the storage shed. You understand? And today we are suffering. Now, PF was a government that had respected the role of the Food Reserve Agency. FTJ, when transforming NAMBOD to Food Reserve Agency, they had a vision as MMD, and the focus was to make Zambia food secure. But today, Zambia is food insecure. We are not secure in terms of food in the country.
What incentives were FRA put in for the farmers in the PF regime that is being done differently now in the UPND government?
Let me tell you something. If the Food Reserve Agency decides, let's say, to offload some maize for exports, you understand, they would have assessed to say, okay, we have a surplus, and the country will be okay for the next 3 years in this. This is the surplus that we can do. But these people, when they came in, they sold everything, thinking that they're empowering the Zambian, thinking that they will bring down the dollar. So I want to tell you to say there were a lot of incentives. President Edgar Lungu, under the Minister of Agriculture, was giving people 8 bags, 6 bags of fertilizer, and giving them a good amount of bags of seeds. But today, I want to share fertilizer, Mtumeda, where I went in the village in Nyimba while we were campaigning. People even said, ngani mbeu tigawa na mtu makapu. Now, when you look at the agriculture policy of the PF, it was working. What was the promise of President Hakainde Hichilema? I'll be giving you 8 bags consistently, because PF would give, sometimes they would give the people 6 bags. They'll give the people, you understand, 6 bags. But HH promised that I'll be giving you at 8 bags. Secondly, he promised the Zambian people that a bag of fertilizer, which was costing us 670 under the PF regime, it is going to go down to 250 kwacha. Today, the bag of fertilizer is costing 1,200, 1,300.
Now, Mr. Peter, when there is demand on the ground, there's also supply involved. So there was a factor of the rainy seasons. So now, if let's say they will be given those 8 bags that you were saying, as it was done in the previous regime. Now, looking at the way things are, a maize, I would say a bag of maize is being costed more than it was previously because of factors like the rain. So how can this be achievable if you are saying that now the current government needs to be given more fertilizer bags to the farmers, when there's also an aspect of the prices being increased?
Well, let me tell you something. Government has got a duty. There is a policy which comes out with its budget under the Minister of Agriculture. Government is the sole entity that is responsible for importation of fertilizer in the country. The FISIP program began, even under Kaunda, that FISIP program was there. Because we know that commercial farmers, when they produce, it's for commercial purpose. The one that feed the country are the peasant farmers, who, if they grow enough, you understand, then they supply to FRI and to the millers. Now, when you give the farmers less fertilizer and less seeds, that means you would have reduced their capacity to produce more. Now, it's not about the price of fertilizer. When UPND was taking over government, they found money in the reserves. They lied to the whole world that they found empty coffers. They were challenged by the former governor, who resigned soon after he issued the statement to say, actually, we are sitting on 3.2 billion in strategic reserves. You understand? We are also sitting on 147 kgs of gold. Now, you look at the policies that were advancing. It was, and I can be able to tell you that it was a policy of NCPers who were advocating to say we need to start buying gold, which was tapped by the PF government because they were listening government. And they began to implement, and ZamGold was created to ensure that it's buying gold, and Bank of Zambia began to buy gold. What does that mean? It means when you have gold, gold is an appreciating asset, just like a fixed asset like this property. You understand? It appreciates its value every year, and gold appreciates in terms of value, it doesn't go down. Now, when you look at this government, this is a government of angels that said, for us, we are a corrupt-free government, we are what? We are going to fix the economy. Today, the economy is in shambles. Now, what has led to the situation where we are? The maize that was bought by PF would have remained for 3 years. That means we would have continued buying a bag of meal at 120 kwacha, where it was. Because there was the same maize which was supplied at the same. If these people didn't make a decision, so what you are saying has nothing to do with the rains or the drought that we had. It has something to do with a careless decision that was made by Mutolo, who is the Minister of Agriculture, who took the same policy, or maybe I don't know whether it was the President himself, who said, let's sell, because we are going to have a pampa harvest. It's like now, instead ya kwa tusungira abana, then watondo gana telekeni nshtishe, ero ngana shtisha, ngana isa alimero nkese ichitashani. So they miscalculated. Then, lesanaena, aikata kuimfula panon. So it wasn't a problem. Remember, the load shedding of 4 hours under a PF, President Hakainde Hichilema is on record of having said it is lack of leadership. Lack of leadership, because he gave an example of Dubai, and he said, I'm going to provide the best leadership, that Zambia shall not be load-shedded, but we've been load-shedded for over 18 hours under him. Over 20 hours sometimes. We're only having power maybe for 4 hours. Sometimes no Imona for the next 2 days. So the issue here is that Zambia under President Hakainde Hichilema is in a leadership crisis situation. He's not a leader, he's the businessman who should return to continue to do his business, because he thinks you can run the country the way you run business. It's different.
Okay, so now what is, I would say, your response to the recent resignation of the New Era Democratic Party from the Tonse Alliance? Since you're saying this Tonse Alliance is coming with, I would say, a boost of morale. So doesn't this take away from the morale that already is there?
No. It's an independent decision that the New Era Democratic Party made. I'm yet to speak to President Exuda Mwenya and the Secretary General as to the reason why they resigned. So I cannot say a lot, because I have not been in touch with them. I was out in the Copper Belt. I just came back the previous day. So when that decision was made, I was busy on party engagements in the Copper Belt. Okay. So I'm yet to contact Madam Isuda Mwenya to understand the reason why. We are in good terms, we are in good talks, but it's a democratic right for the party to decide to join. It's just like you can see, whilst the Comrade Freddie Membe and the Socialist Party have written to us, to Tonse, they've also written to other political parties as to want to collaborate with them. So for us, it's a democratic right of the New Era Democratic Party to make a decision to come out of Tonse. So we respect that.
Okay, and now moving on.
That it hasn't affected the momentum of the Tonse Mania.
Okay, so then the same Tonse Mania, if I should say, what would you say are the specific steps that the Tonse Alliance is taking to unify its branding, but also its messaging ahead of the 2026 general elections?
Well, the steps that we are making, first and foremost, you can see if political parties like Socialist Party are able to express desire to join Tonse, then it shows you to say Tonse has proved, especially from the fact that we won the Petauke seat, from the fact that we've remained a force to reckon with, to an extent where the government is not resting. They are thinking of whatever to do. Just like an example I can give you, they abducted our candidate in Kawambwa. So if they don't use any underhand method, they can't win against the Tons Alliance with the NCP on the line. So our take is that first resolution that we made as Tons is that New Congress Party is a party upon which all candidates shall be fielded in. So we are focused on that. Secondly, our messaging is very simple. We are branding both the new and the experienced politician. I'm not going to say old politicians. So we have ourselves, we have not been in government. Myself, Sean Tembo, others, including Freddie Membe, President KBF of Zambia Must Prosper, and a lot of others that have not been ministers or in government before. Then we are also blending with the experience of the former president, Dr. Edgar Chagorungu, who is the Tons Alliance chairman. So I can be able to say, you know what Edgar Lungu was capable of doing in the country. You know how he understood the governance issues. So we are not coming in with a trial and error kind of situation or chipante kind of policies. No. We are coming in with a very consistent policy, and our goal is to redeem the country from the current regime, to redeem the country from the misrule that is being experienced. Look at now. Now you should be scared to touch, if you have your husband or your boyfriend, if you touch his phone, then he goes and reports you, then you go in. You understand? These are some of the things, because President Hakainde has done the opposite of what he said he would not do. When PF wanted to bring the cyber law, he stood on the mountain top and spoke loudly in 2019 and said, hey, we reject that. But today they've done the same thing. In fact, they've produced one of the worst laws that we can talk about.
Let's talk about the cyber law itself, the cyber bills rather. Let's talk about it. Which clause in particular is not sitting well with you?
Let me tell you, the fact is that if the United States of America can be able to give an alert, I'm sure you've read an alert that the United States of America has issued. The United States ambassador, even when that bill was being passed for a second reading, talked about it and told President Hichilema to stop. Because first and foremost, your rights are infringed. You understand? The freedom that you have to express yourself on the phone and all those, they've been taken away. So literally, government has got a leverage to interfere with all your calls. You understand? In the same vein where they're talking about, no, you're being protected if somebody records your conversation without your knowledge and all those. But they have now a leverage to get into your contacts and make sure that at the end of the day, you are incriminated. So for the Zambian people, is that you need to watch out. But many people have cried foul. This is not what we expected. We are in a democracy. And in this case, I can tell you, slowly, we are sliding into dictatorship, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, so the president did dismiss the claim that government plans to impose media regulations and, like you were saying, infringement of human rights. He did put out a statement. What is your take on that?
Well,
he did say they are just claims. People are not fully understanding the bill itself.
Yes, Yuri, what the president would have done is to refuse to enact the cyber bill. It's not a good law.
In particular, we would love to know, the masses would love to know, what in particular are you not happy with the cyber bills, the two bills, the cyber security bill and the cyber crime bill? Which one in particular?
Let me tell you, everything is wrong. What has been enacted now is wrong. What we had was enough. You understand that? What we had was enough, but what has been implemented now and signed into law by the president just last week or the other week, that is totally taking away our freedom of expression. So there is no absolute freedom in terms. So for you to say you are enjoying the democratic space in the country, Zambia is no longer in that state at the moment. So we have to watch our tongue. We have to watch ourselves. We have to make sure that our words are seasoned.
Right now, are you seasoning your words?
I'm just telling you. For me, the fact is that I know the boundaries of what to say and what not to say.
Okay.
I've been a politician for the past, from 2015 and like, even before that as a clergyman, I was able to, I used to admonish and tell government on certain things and the like, but I've never been arrested for seditious, not even a single day, because I know what to say. But for those that would think they will not know what to say or they will get, so my advice to all politicians, no matter how hate you feel, please refrain from making statements that are going to find you wanting with the cyber security and cyber crimes. Thank you.
You can be part of the conversation. This is Voice of the People. It is 0979-192-485 or 0955-997-997. We are live on Dstv, that is channel 92 on Topstar, and we are live right here on Power 91.3 FM, as well as our Facebook page, that is Power FM Zambia. So you can also stream us live as well, and you can be part of the conversation. The phone lines are open for you to participate in case you have any question for Mr. Peter Chanda, who is the new Congress Party leader.
So now, Mr. Chanda, you took part, or rather, I'd say your party took part within the recent by-elections. What are some of the lessons that you've learned from your participation within those?
Well, I want to state that...
Actually, before you get to answer that, we do have a caller. Let's take the call and then you can answer both questions. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning, sir. You're live on Voice of the People.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you as well.
That is wonderful. May you please tell us your name and what your question or comment is today?
Yes, this is Stephen calling you from Kaoma.
You can go ahead, Mr. Stephen.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Stephen. You can go ahead with your question or comment. Hello? We seem to have lost him. You can go ahead, Mr. Chanda.
Yes. First and foremost, I would like to call upon the UPND government. Let's have a fair play in the management of elections. I think if PF was behaving the way the UPND are behaving, they couldn't have formed government. We are in a democratic state. My candidate was abducted in Kawambwa by the district commissioner.
By abduction, what do you mean? In what terms, rather in what manner?
He confirmed that he was taken by the DC from Kawambwa to Mansa. And there he met the PS and the minister. And they forced him to say, resign. After he was rescued by our people on a Monday, when he went to report to the police, the police, instead of getting the report and arresting the people that abducted the young man, what did they do? Detained my candidate and 3 other security members of our party who had escorted him to report that he was abducted. It was on Prime TV, I'm sure you saw that clip where he said I was taken and by the DC and the like. Then after that, the police released those people around 18 hours and detained the candidate and handed over the candidate back to the DC, where the following day he was coerced to announce that I've retired from politics. Hence, NCP was sabotaged because we went into an election without an active candidate. And such kind of mingarato, I want to state that they will not work in the general election. And I want to urge His Excellency the President, whoever is masterminding these political maneuvers and the like to sabotage the opposition in the by-election will not be there, because come 2026, you'll be alone, Mr. President. You'll be alone. Each one, the councillor at councillor level and everywhere, they will all be campaigning for themselves. Your members of parliament will be campaigning for themselves. You know, the lessons that we've learned is that a full battalion of ministers and others, they usually camp in this by-election. Then we have the ECZ, that is not operating to their expectation. There's serious call with the Chief Electoral Officer a day before. We wrote a letter soon after the news of the candidate announcing that he has retired from politics for his own safety because he was threatened. We wrote to the ECZ to invoke Article 52. The Chief Electoral Officer sits on the letter until a day before to go and make noise at ECZ. So we do not want to see such kind of compromise from an independent body that reports only to the law. ECZ, by virtue of the fact that it's chairperson and whatever, and it doesn't fall under any ministries, therefore, it is not right. Whenever they see a situation where a government official is cited as to having abducted a candidate, we expect them to blow a whistle and caution or even suspend the party, whether it is ruling, because ECZ is there to represent all of us.
And what action did ECZ take after you had to go there?
They didn't take any action. They simply wrote back a letter now stating to say no, because there was no official correspondence from the candidate. He just said, I've retired on TV. You can't force a person that has said, I've retired for the safety of my family. I think a retirement can be done by pronunciation. Somebody makes a pronouncement and the like. Secondly, in Nyimba, our people were beaten up. If you look at the report which announces the final results, you are going to see that it was only UPND in the totaling center, Zambia police and Zambia Denme who signed, whereby our polling agents were hounded out. A day before, houses of our people were beaten up. You remember a team led by Bankanruo were chased. They went into the bush, spent the night in the bush. So my take is simple. We can do better.
Are you saying that ECZ made a political influence decision?
Let me tell you, the ECZ that I knew was very efficient. Under Patrick Shindano, you write a letter today, 3 days later you have a reply. But here's the situation. Today we have written, it is now going to 2 months when we wrote to them to say we would like to change.
Have you followed up? Have you gone to them?
We have been following up. I can be able to tell you that I followed up and had a deep conversation with the Chief Electoral Officer. And I told him, we can't have a situation where we write. We wrote almost 2 months ago. Yeah, it's now in Gayapwa for 1 week in Shakwana 2 months when we wrote to say we would like to change the symbol. You understand? We gave them. They've not responded to it. You go there, they tell you to say, no, the person who looks at this is not in the office. The person who, and what I know, that is an institution whereby if somebody is out of town, another person should be there to act on the same capacity. So we expect efficiency, but what I'm telling you and what I'm telling the Zambian people is that we have raised our concerns with ECZ and we have written to them and we have told them you need to up your game.
Well, you can call us up right now. That's on 0955-997-997 or on 0979-192-485. This is Voice of the People. We're giving the power to you to speak up, either ask your questions, your comments, your queries. And we do have Mr. Peter Chanda in studio today. He is the new Congress Party president. We do have a call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mwaka Wanji.
Bueno Wanji, who are we talking to?
Bueno, Chanda Mwaka Wanji.
Tauka bwino mwaka bwanji.
Mwaka bwino. Ndina makeiva.
Makeiva, munga kambe.
Na nzela bwino momene bakambira bachanda. Bachanda bakamba bwino, bakambira ko ise mazambia nzane tivutika. Ndeba ne chifunikira. Tikamvera to opposition leader bwera ku radio. Tifunika kumvera kuti akambira ko ise mazambia so that government isebenze. Ise tavutika bachanda. Tani konjini kutikambirako. Ile kone ntumira kunonuka banana. Malaiti yasta yakaenda 3 days siyaoneka. Yakaenda obwera nshabwera 2304 yaenda. Ndibatiuza kutimbise baulesi ba ministers. Tifuno sebenza chama Zambians. Singa sebenze bwanji. Monga ine pane milili pano mili na saluni. Nizasebenza bwanji malaiti yabwera usiku 23 hours. After 2 days ni pamene yabwera. Bachanda tikambire nikoni. I government yakangiwa. Ba president wanaweza bwera kuno kuma campaign. Wanaweza tiuza ati ku Dubai hakuna mvula. But malaiti ba president kabali nayo. So yamene tili nayo muno. Ni poor leadership ine nikabwera malaiti sijazamboenda. But sidabokia nkala west. Na sheju kumozi siwa izibira kumozi. Ndaba mu previous government tenzo ziva kuti hapa malaiti kabwera 14 hours. Nishazaenda 20 hours. Tenzo so ziva kuti hapa ni 7 zeretu. Manje abakuliga unga ni problem wamele wane mwakamba tuwaze denesi muntu akafinogula watu seti sikwa puliwa bati gweza manje kuyunipi manje makaja zindie bagula unga elo manje bambo tibulisa pa 300 kuipena unga watu seti ala tavutika kuza nivazoona mandini ma problem zekaika so manje hapa kulibe kai mala witi kulibe
ziko mama
kulibe sisi wala community zaenda mukusirizisa nikambeko ya free education yani wakamba hapo hii alo
okay timpela mai
nikambeka free education mukusirizisa free education nikuza nivazona palibe vamene ichita nikuza nivazona vana vangala bakopo ola vantu vani vapaka mu class na school tikangiolipira kuma private so tapereka vana mu government vazimvesa kuti vana vapaka meaning that tiseveza tikangiwa kulipira mu private that's why vana vapakira muja mu class palibe vana vane vapunzira ukopa weka thank you vaenda the next
okay zikomo kambiri
okay sikomo kachanda kambire nkoni sikomo
ngakudaliseni amakeyiba.
All right. Maybe you can tackle a few issues.
You know the height of despondency and the suffering is very bad. In Ndola where I went, I almost even shed tears when one old lady talked about how they are suffering and how young ladies, young girls are rushing to get pregnant so that they can be getting like 800 kwacha because of Honorable Mutale Rumango's sentiment to say mitofore. It has created problems in rural parts of Ndola, rural parts of the country. And now the fight between the junkies who are impregnating these girls, they are also saying young ladies, young girls are getting pregnant so that they are going to get 800 kwacha. This country is now moralless in terms of morals. So my take is simple.
We do have another call. Let's just take it before we go in.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning, madam.
How are you doing today, sir?
This is Tembo.
Okay, Mr. Tembo, go ahead with your question or comment.
Yeah, morning, madam. I've already greeted you. Morning, Mr. Chanda.
I'm okay. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Okay, thanks for your thanks for your message and some other things. Yeah, I want to go back where you commented about the treasure thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Hello? Oh, we have seemed to have lost him, unfortunately.
All right. So the previous caller was touching on the issue of load shedding. Now, as a party leader, if you are voted for in government, what solutions do you have for the people of Zambia?
Well, let me tell you. We will immediately ensure that careless contracts that have been signed in terms of power export will be cancelled. And secondly, we will make sure that we tap into the private power stations that are not functioning at the moment. They've closed down. They can't produce because this government cannot embrace them owing to the fact that they are suspected to be PF.
That thought. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Mwabukashani.
Mkwai mwashibukeni. Mkwai. Atibana nishina.
Anapita.
Okay, wanapita. Mnetumina kuisa.
Yes.
Mkwai. Tumwa landa contribution yen.
Nsatulande go wale andala chanda. Abachanda wale anda wino sana. Wale tulandila kuma Zambian. Alapachalo tapawe. Tapawe mara tulaitinga. Tasuwe mefindelo tamo ndo. Yebi tebo nabo kuba. Ema kampeni wale kiasi. Mwaka yetu imepia. Tukianza kikapo. Ninga kwa fisti kwa na lati mkakwa. Tena watu tena yako. Mkisi kwa leti atapata kwa ngombe. Tapalo lo chimo. Unto kona bufudwa. Ubunga watu tetia yuko. Tetu testa material. Makadabo ya leti material. Lati pangala hii. Wakuyo moto imepanda baita kulo mtapa. Mara tuleu mwa. Kanda kama kadali kulu. Atatofu wale bombo ngiko na bufidwa. Toto chifu mali kita mtekitisa kwa wafunyepo waleya. Toto wapita bana kutecha au naiga nyali mwanda kwa mapocha wamina. Bakaya wino. Toto la mwombe.
I photo atasha mkwai. All right, maybe you can answer.
So mwebe karacharo efoni ngaranda chako bati ukulira kwenu kulira kwa bantu bonse konse kotwaya ukulira kumo kwine. Now this government said they've ended the cadarism, but now you've heard for yourselves and for the Zambian people, you can be able to hear how cadres are terrorizing others. Me, I was a victim of these same cadres in Kawambwa. The first by-elections that we had, which we believe we won, we were terrorized. Trevor Mwinde came with the cadres, and they terrorized us, beating us up.
Were there no cadres in the PF regime?
Huh?
Were there
were
no
cadres, but I want to tell you that this government is a government that professes to be a government of angel, who said they ended cadarism, and the president made a pronouncement, there shall be no more cadarism. But I can tell you that these cadres, they are merciless, the cadres that they are using. These are people that are capable of killing. You can imagine, this was a knife. While he was attempting to grab the phone from me, he aimed at, you understand? So I want to tell you that I've faced the brutality of these people. But I can tell you something.
Sorry.
The same government is arresting people for selling ZNS maize, but they are failing to arrest cadres.
Mr. Peter, we have a call. Just hold that thought. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You're still to your Power Breakfast.
Yeah, Mauka Bwanji.
Tauka bwino Mauka Bwanji na imwe.
Bwino. Peter Mauka Bwanji.
Nauka bwino Mauka Bwanji.
Okay, Atembo. Yeah, Peter. Want to danda wala kuti atazi baba vuta kuunga. Kuunga tsuguriwa patruseti. Muzi avochita vowauza muziva. Aliwonse muna kulisa unga kupitika patruseti. Bafunika bamuchita ripoti ka polisi. Wangwa? Bafunika bachita ripoti pa polisi, I think bamvera. Kulikonse kamene bagulisa unga kupitika patruseti. Wakachita ripoti uja unga umapokewa. Ndalama swa mbwezera uja unga umapeleka upeleka kukoti. Kudisposal, wakachita disposal koti ista iwauza kwa upeleka ngati ni prison iwaenda wakasa free. So amewa danda wala kuti wamenyewa kumakada nikufuna kwao waziwa kuenda kuzi president sanga ambo launda mamarket mwani mwenda unga mwambera sanga ambo pita utaze vani vichitika ife antu kama makombo ndifitiza vani vichitika ifunga chachita report kuli konse wanakulisa unga kupitiza patroseti wafunika waenda wachita report pa polisi waziwa vochita basazidanda ula pa radio endisimu wauza vochita wauze ni vochita imwe ukala alida Mwanga.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for your call. We do have another one on the line. Hello. Good morning.
Mwaka bwanji madam studio.
Tauka bwino Mauka Bwanji na imwe.
No madam Mwaka bwino. Wa president Mwaka bwanji studio mo.
Muri Bwanji.
No na Mwaka bwino. Zina nga president ndine Fraser nitinde pa misisi. Wa president Mwaka Darisani. Zina nga president, my name is Fraser. My name is Fraser. I'm ready. Yeah, nitumira pa misisi. Sweet compound meeting. So, the president kitisa kutikambira mazambianzi. Issue ya unga ni issue is very serious. Unga magezi yonse magavumenti yonse zebwerapo tezegula kulikuwa sezili kule kwa mikoze mashopsi tezegula mashopsi manje panata unga watu setu ukalonga na zedelesi tanga maproblemu tipisa kuna kwa misisi wanu wa shota unga mena uchipa wao tu ukabwera pa misisi pa ground kunga kumenyana because pese kati ungamene utaweza kabwera wakuta newekaweka makajani enota ungamene kabwera wagurira mkati mwa butali isema sikize utigure ujaunga ni ngondo issue unga madam to tell you the truth these are serious matters those vinga bakolo kwa misi kutigure unga ni ngondo kumenyana sio mtamusho watu machaku zime pezeka anakuisha mbisi na madizevu jambo tanzania unga inango wa president muzatitanizira bwanji munga family government muzati utufanya mfamily mbeza nini sikulizevu muzagusa bwanji mutuze sure bonsa ngatofutika bwanji miri sigulisiwa
okay zikomo kwambiri. Okay, maybe you might just want to quickly answer that question.
The issue ya unga umuntu waikata pamala nisharufyanya pike charali landati mwebuteko mulunde kofimbi but tushireni kofi obunga. What caused Kaunda's government to fall down was this same thing where people are going to queue up for meal and they are being beaten up sometimes by the vigilantes. I remember I went through that. Even when Kaunda tried to create a solution by bringing Ama coupon and all those, people were fed up because from 1986, for some of us who were there, from 1986 there was a serious food shortage in the country to an extent that there were riots and others that happened. So I want to urge President Hakainde Hichilema and his government that the moment when the person, if it was the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Mtoro, who advised you to sell the maize that was there, you needed to fire him sooner, but now it's too late.
Okay.
The policies that they have, the UPND, they are not working. Ngamamona 3/4 of the callers bonsa watu mapa bali dandaula pa chintu chinga chimo. If I tell you abantu now, this time people are branching when they want to eat. Bali chita branch kulia pa 11 hours, tea kunwa 11 hours, 11:30 ero mwana tea, so that mwaisa ali obwali pa 16:30 or 17 hours ila ine yabana sapa. So meaning literally people are eating one meal in a day, one meal. Iyo tea barano apashane hapa pa 11:30 ni bread fiena na shani. Na ena bread baisangire parishinga, lero ili parishinga. Bread is somewhere around 20 something kwacha, which was less than 10 kwacha.
Abakola bachip shokwe bati mfinch mwala chitoko bati na mfwe tabaresenda ubunga ku ZRA.
Well, let me tell you that the moment when we form government, our first thing to do will be to ensure that we work on lowering the cost of living, and at the same time we work on ensuring, because look at this, this is the government which even bought maize. You heard the American ambassador say they paid a lot of money to Tanzania to bring a huge quantity of maize in the country, but they did not even collect even when they had paid. They didn't collect that in time. So we are going to make sure that first we implement a measure that will ensure that at the end of the day, the Zambian people don't go through what they are going through in terms of queuing up for. So we only have one season in which the first budget of Tonse Alliance will address that matter. And I can assure the Zambian people that we are not dealing with the people who don't know what to do.
And also the increase of ZNS selling the mealie meal at 280 kwacha per bag.
Well, let me tell you, ZNS has increased now.
That's what the caller said.
But what I know is that it's 230. The other caller seems to be coming from UPND. They said, no, anyone that is selling above 280 should be arrested. 230. So let me state, the ZNS thing, just like Mumfuide Kubantu, this person who has scored, ordinary citizen, it is difficult. So now the other man was saying, you as a leader, you should tell people to report to whoever. We have seen a situation where ZNS soldiers, they've gone to grab the meal that was bought by a certain businessman, and loaded everything and beat them up and got everything because they were selling at 235. They had increased. You understand? With a 5 kwacha. Yeah, what I'm order per 230. Only can 235. Was arrested. Now, why is ZNS not enforcing what they are supposed to do? Secondly, it is proved now that the people who are accessing the ZNS minimum are UPND candidates who are overpowering the rest. So the confirmation, they say in the mouth of two, a word is established. So I think I don't want to belabor on this, but my take is simple. Basoloch, who is the lieutenant, the general, the commander of ZNS, look into this issue. Secondly, if you know that you want to bring down the cost of milimi on the country, you cannot just subsidize as government on ZNS and let the other millers. So the policy that we make, if we have given an incentive to ZNS, that incentive should be extended to all the millers. So the first thing that we are going to do is ensure that in the first budget of the Tonse government, we address a subsidy to ensure that the bag of minimum goes down. The only way you save, let me tell you, the only way you save the people in the country, the only way you and me can access something from government is by government subsidizing. I can tell you that there is a subsidy which ZNS, that's the reason why ZNS is selling the bag of minimum at that, because government has put its hand there. So the only thing that we have to do, which is the best policy that we'll do immediately, is to ensure that on food, and that is on the minimum, we first put a subsidy. Secondly, on fuel, we put a subsidy, so that the Zambian people are able to enjoy the benefit. Meanwhile, we would have introduced mineral tax and the befitting taxes from our minerals. And the proceeds of that will be able to subsidize and cushion the cost of living for the Zambian people.
That is well noted. Well, this has been Voice of the People. We could go on and on and on, as there's so many issues to touch on. Thank you so much for joining us in studio today, Mr. Peter Chanda.
Thank you very much, and thank you. And I want to tell the Zambian people that we are forming government next year, and this government will save Zambia and make Zambia great again.
Well noted. This is Voice of the People, and our guest in studio today is Mr. Peter Chanda, who is the president of the New Congress Party. We'll still come back tomorrow, same time, and that is 7:45 right here on Power FM. Do stay tuned. You can still keep your messages, still keep sending them, and hopefully over time you'll get to answer them. And once again, the time is 8:50 right here on the Power Breakfast Show.
Voice of the People, Monday to Friday from 8:45 to 8:30 a.m. Great morning conversations start here.